Joe, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true.
What?
Boy just choked. Straight women booty and let the ball go.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
LeBron James
puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Irving and Curry. One-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh yeah, but we'll get to explaining and debating in a second.
I don't mess around. Don't know how to turn this back to white.
Yeah, see you doing all this extra stuff and you don't even know what you're doing. Messing up the audio and everything. Golly, man.
I was not that loud.
I swear, working with you, bro. Jesus.
Now I gotta fix
How we
my
feeling,
life.
Joseph? How we feeling, Joseph?
Oh, I don't know how to turn it back to white for real. Not great. I don't feel good at all. But I'm making it work. I'm here. We had to talk NBA.
Had to, because this was
got
possibly the craziest trade deadline that we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. Like, insanity.
It's
I
up
don't
there.
know. I don't know what got into Nico Harrison, but he decided he was going to pop the party off on Saturday. Joe, I'm telling you right now, I was in Dallas when that trade
It's
popped
great.
off. People were not happy. I was out at the bars when this was going on, and
They was having funerals.
yeah, no, they were not happy. They were not happy. Understandably so. You're kind of getting rid of your cornerstone, the guy you think is going to be the future of your team for at least another probably 10 years. But Luka Doncic is joining your boy LeBron out in LA. The Lakers obviously had to give up someone big, so they gave up Anthony Davis. As a two separate aside moves, just so we can kind of recap the Lakers and the Mavs all in one thing here. The Mavs also acquired Caleb Martin from the 76ers, and the Lakers also acquired Mark Williams, the young center from the Charlotte Hornets. The Lakers did have to give up Dalton Knecht and Cam Reddish in that.
I didn't like that
But
part.
they, after losing Anthony Davis, it was either going to be buyout market for a big or go get you somebody. You went and got somebody young that they can hopefully build around. So, Joe, it's your squad. How you feeling?
Man, it's a great day. I mean, we're not gonna win a chip. Well, I can't say we can't win a chip. If you got LeBron and Luka, I mean, they can go on a hot run. They can get you to the finals, but I don't know if they can win a chip without. It's just not. It's not a lot of surrounding them right now. Mark Williams is a nice add. It's a nice piece, but you got to give up, like you said, Cam Reddish and Dalton Knecht, which I guess it's okay. They'll figure it out. You still got LeBron. They look good. That energy and that crowd is gonna change things. I think people will step into their role a little bit better. I love it, to be honest. I don't want to be like everybody else and throw out conspiracy theories and saying they don't know what's going on. I really believe that they was tired of Luka. I don't think if Mark Cuban was there, they don't make that decision. But we're talking about people. This is what happens now when private equity and different people are allowed to come in and start owning these teams. It's people who don't know basketball coming around making decisions, and they want to make a splash, and they trying to do all these things. And
or people that have known Rob Pelinka for 20, 30 years.
No, I'm not buying that.
Buddy a favor or something.
No, I'm not buying that. You buying that? I'm not buying that.
No. So Joe, it took me a long time.
Jason Kidd knew what the hell was going on. I'm not buying that shit either. Jason Kidd knew what the hell was going on.
So it took me a while to kind of process this trade. The one thing I'll say is it is fishy how that came to be. And it's just terrible management by the Mavericks to not create an open bidding war for Luka. I know you don't want the circus and everything. Obviously I can definitely relate to that. I've been watching the Heat deal with the circus and Jimmy Butler for the last 2 months, it seems like. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure you get the absolute haul of hauls for someone that is perceived to be as good as Luka. With that being said, I think I'm kind of more team Dallas here. I actually think I kind of like it a little more for I don't love, we've talked about this numerous times on the show, I don't love how Luka plays. to me, he is the Euro James Harden, and I just don't think he's ever going to win that way. Now,
you think he's gonna play like that with LeBron James right there with him?
yeah. I mean, until
No
I
way.
see him, see him play another way, yeah, that's how I'm going to assume he's going to play.
No way. Come
I
on.
think the
no
conditioning thing is that I think that's the Mavs leaking stuff to
That's
try
some
and
BS.
sell themselves. I'm not saying it's not
Sure.
true that like he does he clearly has a conditioning problem. Like I don't think that's true.
And you know what? You know who else has a
25-year-old
conditioning problem?
at that
Joel
age.
Embiid has a conditioning problem. You know where Joel
Well,
Embiid has never been?
You
You know where
can't do
he's
that.
never been? You know where he's
Can't do
never
that,
been?
Joe.
You know where he's never been? The NBA Finals. You know where Luka has been? The NBA Finals. So I don't want to hear
You
nothing about
can't do that
conditioning.
because we just said last show that they should blow up their entire team and get rid of Joel Embiid.
I
You
agree with
co-sign
that.
that. I co-sign that.
I agree with that.
I know. I'm just saying. So if you see how Joel Embiid is seemingly falling off already, if that's Luka in 5 years, the Mavs
Then they won. Okay,
definitely
I
win this
agree.
one.
I agree.
What if you're a Lakers fan? The reason you're happy is like, okay, we were all kind of like, what are they gonna do when LeBron hangs it up? Like, who's gonna be the next person? They got him. You got the next superstar to build around.
Because the damn show wasn't gonna be Anthony Davis.
Right. 80's got probably a good 2 or 3 more like really, really good years left in him for the amount of time that he's going to be able to give you in those 2 or 3 years. What I'm kind of saying is the reason why I've come around to the Dallas side of this is I don't believe in a Luka post LeBron necessarily. I think the Mavericks are actually a pretty damn good team right now.
Man, this is crazy, bro. I agree with you. The Mavs are a good team right now. I just don't understand this. All of a sudden, people just
it's not all of a sudden for me. I've been telling you about Luka for 3 years now.
Crazy.
I don't like the way, but I've called him Euro Harden on this show.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. I understand it, but he made it to NBA Finals, and now.
And what happened?
Yeah, and he didn't play defense. Everybody knew that was gonna happen.
Belt to ass by the Celtics.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
It is his fault. He's the best player on the team. That's his fault.
Okay.
You got to own that shit.
Okay. Okay. LeBron had to go through the same thing. Every superstar got to go through that.
No.
Come on now. He's gonna be just fine.
When LeBron
just gave the Lakers a layup.
When LeBron was getting whooped in the finals, you couldn't say he was not playing defense. You couldn't say he was out of shape. You couldn't say he had a bad attitude. You couldn't say all the negative things that we say about Luka.
What? He 25, man.
I'm not saying you can't grow out of it. I'm just saying I don't believe in him.
You believe in
a long-term solution? I don't believe in AD either. I'm not mad at either team doing it. I think AD fits a lot better with Dallas than Luka fits right now with the Lakers. That's all I'm saying. I don't think Dallas is going to ever win anything with Luka. I don't know that the Lakers might, because the Lakers got a little bit more pedigree to him, might be able to put some more people around him. But I think as of right now, this season, I think the Mavs did make their team work together better. They obviously got a less talented player.
A full team.
They got a less talented player, but Anthony Davis will fit in there right now. And I'm watching them as we speak right now, beating the Celtics without Anthony Davis, and the ball's moving a lot more free.
They got the size to go against the Celtics. If Anthony Davis is playing.
Yeah. Anthony Davis, I think Caleb Martin was a sneaky good little acquisition there to be a good role player for them.
But what everybody's doing is, if you look at it, we'll get into all the other trades, but if you really look at it at a macro level, everybody's trying to get 2 bigs, but the Lakers.
Athletic bigs.
Yes. But the Lakers.
Hey, Mark Williams is athletic. I think Mark Williams is a really good piece.
They have one big though.
No one is talking about him. Has been talking about because he plays.
No, he's going to be really good. He's played really good. I'm not saying that. It's just okay. You going to put Jackson Hayes out there for 20-something minutes a night?
I guess. I mean, Jackson Hayes, his flashes. He just never completely put it all together. But
he's soft.
Jackson Hayes should be one of the biggest beneficiaries on the Lakers from getting Luka. That should be 10 points between Luka and LeBron. That's at least 10, 12 points a game for Jackson Hayes without even have to think.
Not going to happen, though. But it's okay.
Should be. Let's move on to my team.
I'm glad they didn't trade Bronny.
It finally happened. Jimmy is no longer a Heatle. The Jimmy era is over in Miami. The Jimmy era in Golden State begins now. The Heat will get – this is a net because there's been a bunch of people getting traded multiple times within this deal. But Jimmy will go to the Warriors. The Heat will get in return Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and then Davion Mitchell from Toronto, formerly with the Kings the last couple of years. So, and a first-round pick from the Warriors, which is top 10 protected. So, all in all, it's finally done. There was some talk yesterday that, maybe it was going to be this big 3-team thing where Jimmy was going to go to the Suns and then KD was going to get moved and all these different things. This is what ended up being. Joe, what's your reaction to this one?
I said it before we started. Pat Riley may have got fleeced. I mean, that's all you get for Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy Butler is what everybody say he is, and he just helped you get to the NBA Finals and he helps you get to the Eastern Conference Finals all the time. I know he's inconsistent with his health and when he's gonna play, but when he does show up, he's there for you, and he's an all-star player. And we just seen, I mean, I've seen players give up first-round picks for less talented players, and you have to give up a first-round pick and other things. I just feel like Wiggins is not going to stay there. He's not going to fit the Miami Heat culture, so that's not going to happen. Anderson will be cool, and Mitchell will be cool. I think those will be good fits for the team. It just tells me that the Heat are going to end up going to a situation where they're just going to rebuild and try to develop a team through the draft. I don't think they're going to attract any free agents. I think they're going to try to do it the old-fashioned way and try to build up through the draft, because that's all they can really do now at this point. They traded their last star that they could possibly get from the free agent market. Pat Riley and this Jimmy Butler situation kind of stained that culture, and probably what free agent players probably don't want to go there now. I think it's going to be hard for Pat Riley. We'll see. Things can't change. It is Miami. People do like Miami, but
I think there's also a reputation with Jimmy that, while, I love Jimmy. I've been Team Jimmy this entire time. I think there is a reputation with Jimmy is a different dude. So, I don't think too many people are going to.
I said that too before. We know this happens everywhere Jimmy goes. He wears people thin, and then he's out the door.
This eventually has happened everywhere.
This happens everywhere he goes.
They
just didn't get anything for him. Who the hell wants Wiggins right now?
Yeah, I guess I take this a little different. I don't have that bad of a view of Wiggins. Now, for me, this was exactly why, though, Joe, what I was saying from the very jump, why it did not make sense for Pat Riley to take this stand over one extra year, because we just saw the extension that Jimmy signed, right, with the Warriors. 2 years, $111 million. That's all it took. 2 years is guaranteeing one more, but Pat Riley wanted to make sure he had all this flexibility for 26, right? When Luka's going to be a free agent. Luka's not going nowhere. He's not going to leave LA. He's not coming to Miami. I don't even want him in Miami, to be honest. That's why it just didn't make sense. You just slammed shut your window. There ain't no championship now for Miami this year. Would it have been a stretch with Jimmy? Probably, but Pat Riley himself has been selling to the team, to the fans, everywhere, that they think with that core that they can win a championship. Well, then why the hell did you slam the door shut? Why'd you slam it shut? Because, again, I like Wiggins. I think Wiggins is a fine role player. But Wiggins, who's the one on the Heat? Hero? My man Hero? Probably.
Bam.
In terms of scoring, it's probably Hero. And Hero's having a great year. He made his first All-Star team, so congratulations to Hero. He earned it, 25, 5, and 5 on great shooting numbers. I'm going to have to see that in the playoffs.
Good luck.
The reason the Heat had been able to work with Jimmy is because Jimmy was a 20-ish point per game scorer in the regular season that then jumps up to damn near 40 in the playoffs. I just don't see that with Hero or Bam. So that's why I don't get it. So it is what it is. Davion Mitchell, that screams Miami Heat.
It really does, yes.
Kyle Anderson, I think, was just a salary filler that the Heat tried to move, and then the Raptors kind of reneged at the end, but it is what it is.
What you say?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can you see Wiggins, though? He's too nonchalant for the Miami Heat culture.
Yes and no. Wiggins will do, when he's locked in, that year that Golden State won their most recent championship, the way he plays would fit in Miami. I think it's fine if he's going to be asked to be the second or third scorer on the Heat. I don't see any issue with him personality wise.
You think he's going to be the second scorer? That's Bam is the second. Bam is the second.
Depending on the night. Have you seen Bam this season?
I'm just saying that's what they
building around. The season, Bam will give you 10 points.
That's what they. Hey, I wanted him to shoot threes. Look what you get.
I never say you shoot. I say you need to attack. But nonetheless, the saga's over. Let's move to the other trade that happened. The last kind of big, kind of superstar type trade that happened.
Wait. We didn't say shit about the Golden State Warriors.
You're right.
Because they went from not being in the playoffs to being a play-in team.
Don't do that.
That's all I wanted to say.
Do that. But now let's talk about the Warriors. No, I obviously.
Am I lying? Oh, they were about to not make the playoffs.
Oh, they are a contender now.
Now they're a playoff play-in team. They a play-in team still.
No, that team is a threat out west.
Who?
The Warriors. I will take them 10 times over against your damn Lakers now.
Who's on the bench? What? Just because they got Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and
Steph
Curry. Have you watched the Warriors games?
Yeah, they got rid of their cancer. Part of that trade sent Schroeder out of there.
Oh my God! I was so glad they got rid of him too. I was like, they should have known that. They should have known that. Have they? But they're like 1-26 when they're losing after the end of the third quarter. So
that's fine.
They suck. They went from a play. They from missing the playoffs.
Himmy. I guarantee
how long before Jimmy Butler and Steve Kerr butt heads, or Jimmy Butler and Draymond butt heads?
I think there will be times where Jimmy gets into it with Draymond, but I think Jimmy will appreciate that. I can see him not liking Steve Kerr.
Him and Steve Kerr are not getting along. It's not happening. Nope.
Yeah, all that like fake nice shit that Steve Kerr does, I don't think he's not gonna mess with that. He's not gonna mess with that. He like Jimmy wants to. He just if people are not living up to whatever, he wants to just air that shit out, let it all out, and then move on from it. Steve Kerr doesn't give off that vibe, but we'll see. We'll see. No, I think Warriors are contenders now. I think Warriors are contenders. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So they can contend against the Thunder.
Absolutely.
The Rockets. I was just playing about the Rockets. Hey, I told you Michael Jackson was gonna be good. It just took 4 years, but he got there. I told you MJ was gonna be good, man.
No, I think Warriors are gonna be like that. Look, they might not finish third in the West or anything, but come playoff time, we'll see. The only, yeah. I mean, there's not a team that I would confidently pick against them at this point. Just thinking about it on paper.
Timberwolves
getting packed up. Ain't no way in hell Jimmy Butler is losing to Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. I know that's not happening.
Oh yeah, good point. That's a good point. Ooh, when they play each other, that's gonna be amazing. That's going.
Yeah, that will be good. All right. Let's move on to the other one. De'Aaron Fox traded to San Antonio. He got his wish. Zach LaVine in this deal ends up going to the Kings, along with 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and then Kevin Huerter, kind of a casualty here. He ends up going to Chicago. So, Joe, give me your reaction to this one.
This is why I say Pat Riley got fleeced. You know how I feel about Zach LaVine.
My man, De'Aaron Fox is 10 years younger than Jimmy.
I know, I'm just bullshit. I just can't stand Zach LaVine. De'Aaron Fox, smart as hell move. This is hey, I realize how my contract is set up in the situation that's going on with Wemby. I can be the first star, borderline perennial all-star to go and team up with him. It's a perfect situation for him. International star with Wemby. He's going to be able to do a lot of things with that. So it was just a smart move by him to pressure to make the situation happen. I don't know what the Kings are doing. I really don't. I think it's they're literally to me. And then they just who was the big? Didn't they just get a big too?
The Kings, yeah, they got.
They just got a big right before the trade deadline, and it was like at 2 hours
I
ago.
think they got Valanciunas, right, from the
Yeah,
Wizards.
yes, they did. Yes. So to me, it sounds like they're gonna have Sabonis, like he's gonna be the main ball handler and distributor, and I just don't see how that's gonna work in today's NBA. At least they got somebody who can help
No, I
get
mean
the
they got point guard.
rebounds.
They got point guard Levine.
Like I said, Sabonis is going to be the main ball handler, and I just don't know how that's going to work in today's NBA. I don't think he's not Nikola Jokic enough to make that happen. But I think it was some nice pieces that they did because they definitely needed another big. So Sabonis does not get enough rebounds offensively because he's too far away from the basket. So and always moving them around with the ball. So I like what they did a little bit. I just don't think it's going to be competitive in the West.
Sabonis is one of the best offensive rebounders in the entire NBA, so I don't know what you're talking about. But I like it. I like it for the Spurs. I like it for the Spurs. Like you said, Fox has still got a lot. He's got some ascending to do with a nice peak for a little bit to pair with Wemby. I think that makes all the sense in the world. I think somebody that can run the floor like that also makes a ton of sense for that team. I think they are way too slow right now with Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes. That group, I think Fox injects a lot of energy.
For sure.
With you, do not know what the Kings are doing. 3 firsts is nice. That's nice. It's from a whole bunch of different teams. I think the Timberwolves are in there. Let me see if I can re-pull that one back up. I mean, it's the first round picks are from the Hornets, which that's damn near always good, but that's a protected pick for this year. So they're probably not going to get that one. And then 2 unprotected, a 27 from the Spurs with those 2 there ascending, probably not going to be great.
Not going to be great.
And then a 2031 from the Timberwolves. So who knows? Ant might have asked out by then, so you never know.
If he's smart.
But yeah, it just seems like they were kind of stuck. It seemed like in
it's a Kings move,
but they didn't unstick themselves from limbo. Like you brought in a 31-year-old Zach LaVine to go with the 38-year-old DeRozan and like a 30-year-old Sabonis. Like that team's not competing with anybody.
Nope.
So like, yeah, I don't like the 3 firsts are nice, 3 seconds are nice, but like I mean, maybe they're trying to package that up and flip some of this with somebody for someone. Like I don't know. Don't love it. And the Bulls, they just keep adding guards to their team. Like they're just going to end up playing 5 people under like 6'8" once they probably buy out Vucevic. So I don't know what the hell the Bulls are doing, but they got a nice little young guy that surprised the hell out of me. Modest, shoot, I wanted to bring him up today, but I can't remember his last name. I think he's in his 2nd year, but he's actually looking nice. Nice little young piece. So shout out to the
Bulls.
From
the Bulls?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played in the G League, Night League.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Damn, what's his name? I know.
He just straight up ruined the Heat tonight the other night. He literally did not miss from the field. He went like 11 for 11 or something.
Yeah, he's nice.
Let's talk about one of the other contenders in the East, though. Joe, the Cavs are trying to gear up for the Celtics as well. You teased this a little bit earlier, but they traded for DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks, who has been the leading bench scorer in the NBA this year. They gave up Karis LeVert, George Niang.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
2 first-round swaps, so they are not getting extra picks, but they can just swap them, and then 3 second-round picks. So
worth it.
What do you think about this one? You know, I've been a big DeAndre Hunter fan for a while. So he goes to a team that the Heat are allegedly trying to compete with. So not my favorite, but what do you think, Joe?
I think the Cavs are contenders now. You know, I've been shitting on the Cavs all year, saying they're good, but I believe it when I see it. I think this makes them contenders. It gives them another scorer, and it also gives them some more size, which they're gonna need, and it gives them a wing that's athletic that can go up against Jason Tatum, and I think that's going to help them out in the East a lot. I think that's going to give them the chance to compete. It's going to help them go up against the Knicks because now they got size, like I said earlier, with an athletic wing that gives them more. They already got great defense. It's just going to make it even better, and he can score. Like I said, I think this makes the Cavs a contender in the East.
I guess I have to call them a contender because I think they they can go to the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying
it's a nice move. No, it's a nice move. It's a very good.
Absolutely.
It's a very good move. I don't know that it really does much for me in terms of them beating Boston, but
it gets them a step closer.
No, yeah, I mean, better than doing nothing.
I mean, if they didn't have him, who were they gonna put on Tatum?
No, I mean, you're not wrong.
Mobley,
like
that's what I'm saying.
Like they needed more pieces like this. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be rooting for them if they play him. I'll definitely rooting for them to take down the Celtics. So,
yeah.
Good move. Definitely a good move. Definitely a good move. LeVert, I think, is not a championship contending type player. I don't think he fits on a team that has real aspirations for winning.
I agree.
And Niang is, he's a nice role player, but you give him up easily for a DeAndre Hunter. But let's talk about the Brandon Ingram trade. A little random, but he is a name, so we'll talk about it for a little bit. He got traded to the Raptors.
Man, we're not gonna disrespect Brandon Ingram like he not dude. He a good NBA player.
What's the Pelicans record?
He a good NBA player.
Leading the Pelicans to last place in the West.
Is weed legal in Canada? Because that may help him out. Because that man, he always like that.
He looks stressed. Yeah, he's gonna go to Toronto. The Pelicans get Kelly Olynyk.
I blame Steve Kerr.
And sure, I'm always down with that.
And Olympic experience.
A pick or two. Joe, what do you? This one was an interesting trade for me. What did you make of this one?
The Pelicans saying that they need to move on from what they constructed, but they're still too afraid to let Zion go because what if they trade Zion and then he just becomes a good player? So they're like, we got to do something different. This is not working, but we can't give up Zion yet. Like we just can't. That's our only draw. That's our only ticket. So they had to get rid of somebody to hopefully get something back in return, and that's the best thing they could get. Which they really should have just blew it up and got rid of Zion. As soon as they saw what happened with Luka, they saw that Kevin Durant and all this shit was happening on the market. They should have just dropped out. They didn't even have to call nobody. They could have had a reporter and said Zion. That's all they had to text a reporter is Zion, and the reporter would have went out there and said, "Ooh, I heard that Zion may be on the market." And then the calls would have came flooded in, and who knows what would have happened. But instead, they went with Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, my thing, you only got one first-round pick for it, so it's just kind of like
you're not rebuilding nothing.
You didn't really do much with that. And then the thing that's even more weird to me is, what are the Raptors doing?
They don't know.
Like, what are you acquiring Brandon Ingram for? Is that going to be like your next centerpiece? You're trying to pair him with RJ Barrett? Like, I need to understand. Like, I don't know what direction they're going. It seemed like this year they were kind of trying to tank and lose a lot of games so they could get a potentially good draft pick. Like you said, Brandon Ingram's too good. I mean, I guess I kind of provided the counterpoint to that. He's doing a great job leading the Pelicans to not very many wins, but at the end of the day, he's a very talented player that you might win too many games and take yourself out of the chances of getting one of those top picks for next year. So this is one I didn't really get from either angle. I was just like, okay, you guys just kind of made a trade. He's a very good player. I would have thought a better team would have tried to jump in there and get him to kind of be like a final piece. I would like the Cavs. Like that would have been a team I would have thought would have maybe jumped in on Brandon Ingram. Like you're saying, a long, athletic wing that can guard multiple positions, can get his own bucket. I think DeAndre Hunter probably can play the role that he's going to be asked to play a little better than Brandon Ingram can, but just an all around weird trade. Just okay.
Let's talk. The NBA been on one though.
Oh man, we can't even get to all the trades because of how many there have been. Like it's been so many trades. Last one that we're gonna cover, Joe. The Bucks have acquired in two separate trades Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. The other notable name out of this is Giannis's longtime running mate, Chris Middleton, is going to the Wizards. Sorry, Chris, you didn't deserve that. But
I mean, he went from Milwaukee to DC. That's a city upgrade.
I mean, that's true. That's true. He went from having a chance of winning to 0 chance of winning. But what do you think of this one, Joe? Do you like this for the Bucks?
He went from being the liability to keep us from winning to going to a place where you're not going to win anyway. So whatever. He went from being the reason they don't win to being a reason why y'all win some games. Congratulations.
Do you think this helps the Bucks arm up for the Celtics?
Man, I really like Kyle Kuzma and where he looked like he matured and he's been really good for the Wizards for what the Wizards are. But I don't trust Kyle Kuzma, man. I just don't know what you're gonna get out of Kyle Kuzma in the playoffs. So that definitely concerns me. I do like his scoring and his ability to rebound, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how that works with Giannis barreling down the field, barreling down the court, and then what Kuzma does. But I don't trust Kuzma in the playoffs. I saw what he did with the Lakers, and we held on to him for so long, hoping that he was going to blossom into something. And he kind of did a little bit.
I know. You're lucky that Dragic and Bam got hurt, but
oh man. Oh, now we're counting that as a real championship?
I've never not counted
it. It would have been a real champion?
I've never not counted it for the Lakers.
I'm just making sure we got that right. But now it don't really. It's a cool move. It's better than what they had because Chris Middleton forgot how to play basketball. And it's a shame that his knee did that to him, but it just seemed like he didn't know how to play basketball. He kind of had the Klay Thompson situation. At least Klay Thompson was able to bounce back a little bit, but Chris Middleton's still in the gutter, bro. It's bad. So they had to make that change. But to me, it don't. If I see Chris Middleton, don't scare me. I mean, Kyle Kuzma don't scare me going into a playoff scenario. I'm like, oh man, that used to be Chris Middleton, but now we got to deal with Kyle Kuzma. Ooh, shit, this is gonna be tough. Like, it just don't do that for me.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's a nice move. Like, it's nice. It's okay. B type move. I don't know that they really could have done much more with their situation, their cap room, all that.
Maybe it's hey Giannis, we're trying. Don't leave us.
Yeah, I mean, because Giannis did start talking about after the Luka trade. He's like, see, isn't it crazy how we're always the villains when we want to get out, but the team's never the villains, blah, 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 kind of potentially making some people wonder, is he ready to leave Milwaukee? But I think it's good to get another bigger wing. Kuzma's good 6'9", 6'10", so he'll be another athletic wing that they can play when they have to play the Celtics. If they have to, size down or size up, they can use him in a bunch of different ways. He's not going to be the shot creator though that Chris Middleton was when Chris Middleton was still playing well for them. So
closing out fourth quarters for him.
Now, ideally, they have Dame now that should be the real threat to do that. So maybe they're thinking, let's just get another shooter, a guy that can still defend a little bit, and that's going to be good enough. And Chris Middleton has kind of not overstayed his welcome, but has just
overstayed his welcome.
He's graduated from what they need him to do there in Milwaukee. Kevin Porter Jr., I don't like that fit. He's way too erratic. On and off the court, apparently.
I don't know why he's still in the league, but whatever. He doesn't deserve to. He doesn't deserve to be.
Agreed. So I don't like adding him to that team as a basketball fit or just like a personality to have in your locker room when you're trying to win games and build towards something. So that part I really don't understand. Because I can't imagine they plan on playing him very many minutes at all. Nope. So I don't know why you even. I don't know why you go there, but it is what it is. They're giving him another chance, so we'll see if he can.
How many chances do you get? Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's close this one out, Joe, with going winner and loser from the trade deadline. Who's your biggest winner? Who's your biggest loser?
LeBron James. LeBron James the biggest winner because he ain't got that many years left, and Luka coming can do some things. Yeah, I don't think they a championship contender this year, but you saw LeBron. He made that play. He looked at Luka and said, "This is what we finna do." So I might have to go with the Lakers, dog. They literally got It's not about right now. It's about the future. They literally got what the Lakers always needed. They went from Magic to Shaq to Kobe to LeBron to Luka. It was supposed to be Anthony Davis. They tried to give him the torch, and he didn't make it work. So I think the winner of the trade is got to be on the right now. If we had to pick right now, I would have to say Luka. Now, 5-10 years down the road, it may end up being the Mavs if they end up making the right decision, and we don't know why they got rid of Luka, and some crazy shit happens, or his Achilles pops because he's calf strain, and who knows what happens. But for right now, I got to go with the Lakers. They got the top 3 player in the NBA.
I ain't giving them all that, but they did get it. They did get one of the.
Oh, sorry, a top 4 player in the NBA.
You're still going.
A top 6 player in the NBA.
Who's your biggest loser?
Biggest loser? I'm going with the Golden State Warriors. I mean,
disrespectful.
I've told you what I said earlier. They went from not making the playoffs to a play-in team. Like,
but you just said that the Heat got fleeced.
They did get fleeced because they should have been able to get more pieces. But have you seen the Golden State Warriors? They are a bad team. They are really bad. And you're getting Jimmy Butler. That's like, you might as well just kept Klay Thompson.
Jimmy gonna get those young guys right.
Steve Kerr ain't got them young guys right. So Jimmy Butler just gonna come in halfway through a season and get it together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more likely he's gonna make them crumble and fall apart because he's gonna say they ain't shit, and he gonna go in there and he gonna do exactly what he did with the Timberwolves and crumble that team chemistry.
All the young players on the Heat have all spoken highly and said that they wouldn't be where they're at because
get throat punched. They scared of Draymond. Now they about to be scared of freaking Jimmy Butler. What you talking about? They gonna be on eggshells over there. I'm telling you, Golden State Warriors, it was nice. I get why they had to do it. They trying to sell them tickets. They got that. They got Steph Curry playing still really good. He's still in his prime, on his way out of his prime. You gotta try to make a move to be a championship contender, but this is not it because you don't have the young pieces and you haven't developed nobody. You have your core pieces are Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my trade deadline winner, and I hate to say this, Joe. It's the Boston Celtics. Their boogeyman left the conference, and according to you, they're a play-in team with their boogeyman. So the only team that's been able to knock the Celtics out realistically over the last 5 years left the goddamn conference.
Dude.
So welcome to another cakewalk, Boston. You got another cakewalk to the East this year. You know, maybe they'll play a real team in the West, but how that went last year, I don't know about that either. So congratulations, Boston. You're going to the finals again. Tatum's going to be on, superstar trajectory, all these different things. Fantastic.
Hey, don't hate on the St. Louis man. Hey, we lost Nelly. So we need Tatum, okay?
Sure lost Nelly. But what I was going to say is maybe they'll correctly give Jason Tatum the finals MVP this year, unlike last year where they gave it to the fraud, Jaylen Brown. So that's my biggest winner. My biggest loser.
I know who you're going to say. It's the same I should have said. It should be the Phoenix Suns. Y'all ain't do shit.
No, I actually don't.
Y'all ain't do shit.
I don't actually hate them. Now, if all these reports about their locker room are correct, then maybe I'm wrong.
Shit.
But no, my biggest loser, honestly, was the Clippers. I thought the Clippers had an opportunity to try and bolster their roster. I don't really understand what the Clippers did at all.
They're losers. What do you mean?
But they watched everybody around them, I feel like, get significantly better. Is your plan really to just be, Kawhi will be healthy this time? Is that the plan? I need to know. I thought
their plan.
Man, I'm just going through all these trades, Joe. The Clippers were one of the teams. They were the ones that gave the Bucks, KPJ, but they didn't get anybody. They got Marjon Beauchamp. Okay.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got. Like I'm scrolling through all the trades, just like, what did they do? They were one of these teams. All these. I have been ready to say James Harden is actually playing some good basketball this year. He's been keeping them afloat, doing all these things. And how does he get rewarded? They gave him nobody. I couldn't believe it.
That's a good point. I forgot about the Clippers. I didn't hear their names not one time in any discussion about anything.
I swear.
You're right.
What are y'all doing? Y'all are supposed to be this contender. You just bought this pretty new stadium.
But who do they got?
All these things like.
What assets do they even have to give up?
I mean, they gave up a bunch of their little assets. There's these little ass trades. They gave up like Terrence Mann.
That's what I'm saying.
They get like all these people, but they just packed them up for like nothing. They even get picks or anything. Like I'm just trying to.
That's a good point.
I'm not trying to refine all their trades. Right. They got Patty Mills and Drew Eubanks. Congratulations. Is that going to be the thing that puts them over the top? Now you can contend with Denver and.
Hell no. They're just, Patty Mills is still in the league.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Heat lifer from last year. Don't do that to him. Wow. But yeah, I don't know, Joe. I don't know what they're doing, but I know for sure they're not competing in the West now. I know that.
Damn no. Nope. After freaking the Golden State Warriors took their play-in spot.
I mean, I think their roster is good enough to make the playoffs. They're sitting at 6th right now. They can probably maintain that. Like, they'll be a regular season team, but well, hold on. Let me look at this. Look
at the Warriors too, just as bad.
Because the Timberwolves are just a half game behind them. That would put them in the play-in.
Timberwolves are gonna.
And then the next 4 teams are 3 games back: the Warriors, the Suns, the Kings, and the Mavericks. And that doesn't even bring up the Spurs, who are 4 games back. I mean, or 5 games back. Yeah.
The Kings are gonna fall out of that situation, and all the other teams can move up.
But yeah, I mean, the Suns, the Mavericks, Timberwolves, the Warriors, and the Spurs could all run them down. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
But you think Jimmy Butler gonna get them up to 6?
I don't care about where they finish in the regular season, Joe.
I said there was gonna be a play-in team. You said they weren't gonna be.
I just said they were a contender.
A play-in team can be a contender?
Did Jimmy Butler not take the Miami Heat to the finals as a play-in team?
We're not gonna
beating Giannis and the Celtics on the way there.
Hobbled.
No, that boy was not hobbled, dropping 40 and 20.
No, yeah, that was crazy season. I'm gonna give you
right, Joe. You know how we choose.
I'm gonna give you that.
We choose love. We choose violence. What you got?
I'm gonna choose love, man. You know, Adam Silver did a great thing. I'm gonna change. Adam Silver changed the world. Adam Silver saved the world because he was like, you know, these NBA ratings down. Everybody talking bad about the NBA. We got the All-Star break coming up. Ain't nobody gonna be paying attention to us because Super Bowl week. Hey man, let me make me a couple phone calls. You know,
damn near forgot about the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. It's great. It's great today. I was like, oh wait, first take is at the Super Bowl today. I forgot they're in New Orleans. Wait, what? Oh, the Super Bowl's on Sunday. I thought it was next Sunday. Had no idea because the NBA has been great. And you know what the crazy shit is? First thing I thought about when this trade happened is I was like, oh, but Chris Paul couldn't go with Kobe. So shout out to Adam Silver for letting all this chaos happen and not intervening. And I love that how everybody kept it secret because it made it more intriguing and awesome. So I'm shout out Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka for keeping this quiet and not telling nobody until the last minute. I don't believe that Jason Kidd didn't know, but I totally believe LeBron and Luka and AD had no idea what was going on until the last necessary moments. So shout out to the NBA for getting the glory and shine that y'all deserved because it was definitely needed. Definitely needed.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Glad they took over Super Bowl week, not co-signing the Lakers and the Mavs not having an open bidding war for their superstar.
I'm not saying that. I think it was a dumb decision for them not to have an open bidding war. I like the intrigue of.
Oh no, yeah, the surprise element of it was.
Wait, what? No one knew this.
I was out at a bar in Dallas when this.
I didn't believe this.
All these people were like,
"It's a hack."
No way.
Yeah.
Shams had to have been hacked. Blah 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 blah. Yeah,
this is bullshit. I didn't believe it at all.
But no, I'm also going to choose love, Joe. You know, sometimes relationships run their course and it's time for them to come to an end. And you can either be bitter about it or you can just appreciate what you had. And so this is going to be my love for the Jimmy Butler era in Miami. I don't think there's been a player there's maybe one other player. Boy. Appreciate Jen, but no.
Just play.
There's probably been one other player that I've ever rooted for growing up that I wanted to see a championship that did not win a championship as bad as I wanted Jimmy to get one with the Heat, and that was my man Sammy Sosa from my childhood with the Cubs. But there were some electric moments.
Do not put that on Jimmy Butler. He is too dark to try to go white.
Don't do that.
I know he liked country music, but he cannot do that.
No, don't do that. But no, those are some electric moments. The 2020 bubble run, that was incredible. The series with the Lakers, the infamous meme where he's bent over, tired on the stanchion of the basketball hoop.
Pause.
Sorry,
I'm done.
The series against the Bucks a couple years ago in the route to the finals when he went crazy and dropped like 50 on the Bucks and was talking all that shit to everybody. So it was a great fun run. Sad it ended this way. Still fuck you, Pat Riley, but